There's been a lot of talks over the last couple months, and you heard me speak on through multiple videos about James Harden possibly getting traded to the Clippers. And, the reason why I think, or one reason why I think it didn't happen, which nobody might be talking about, is Adam Silver, the commissioner of the NBA. Adam Silver spoke on this topic spoke on the trade request from Damian Lillard and the trade request from James Harden. He spoke on both of them. And, of course, Adam Silver, his stance, as you can see, is, his stance is he prefer players to honor their contracts, the contract that they sign with the team, and stick your contract out until it's time to, until you live up to your contract, or at least of, 90 to 95% of it. And then possibly move on if there's opportunity to do so. And I have to agree because, players have gotten a little carried away with requesting trades and leaving situations where they had the option to build super teams and all these things. And then when they fail, they just ready to be divas and just run on to the next team. So I definitely agree with Adam Silver in this way, which is the reason why I think that he possibly had something to do with both of these trades, the Damian Lillard requesting a trade from Portland and the 76ers, and James Harden requesting trade from there to get to the Los Angeles Clippers. I think that he had a big say-so in this because, of course, the NBA board, they have meetings and they talk a lot, unbeknownst to the media and everybody else. And they have a lot of inside meetings where certain situations they allow to happen and certain situations they don't. Certain situations they just kind of leave it be and they don't never really look elsewhere or look at it from any other standpoint. They just look at it from that one way because that's all they know and that's what they believe in and that's how they see it. And I definitely, as I said, I definitely agree with guys honoring their contracts and being a part of a team and going from there. Because if you look at James Harden's situation, I know he wants to go to the LA Clippers, and I think ultimately it wouldn't be bad for the Clippers because, you're adding a fourth all-star to your roster, which would make them championship caliber team even more than what they are, I think. But at the same time, somebody like Adam Silver and teams and general managers are looking at, well, what about when James Harden was with the Brooklyn Nets? He had a big three there. It was him, Kyrie, and KD. That was a championship trio, which everybody had already anointed them as champions before they even step foot on the court that season, or prior to that season that they were entering a few years ago with all them three on that team. And look how that turned out. No championship, never made it to a finals. I don't even know if they made it past the second round, of the playoffs, or maybe they did one year against Giannis or something like that when KD hit that shot, but his toe was on the 3-point line and it was a 2 instead of a 3, which would have won the game. And they would have actually won that series, I believe. So, but other than that, it was a failure. It was a failed situation. So when you listen to Adam Silver say it's better to just live out your contract and live up to what you do and then go elsewhere instead of trying to make all this confusion and try to break contracts and all that, it takes a lot to break a contract. And when you do break a contract, if you're going to build a super team or go to another team, you need to win because it's putting a stain on the NBA because ratings go down when, players form trios and, quadruple players and all that stuff on one team, quadruple superstars on one team, and try to win a championship that way. It takes the ratings from the NBA for one. And like I said, if you're going to do that, that's huge to the NBA. And on top of that, when you don't win a championship like James Harden didn't do when he was with the Brooklyn Nets, it makes the NBA look bad and it makes the contractual situations look even more worse because teams are allowing players to do these things and make these moves, and they're not even really amounting to championships. It's just something they want to do, something they want to be a part of, but it doesn't amount to anything that's helping them, get ahead. And I just think that, when you look at that in its entirety, it leaves a stain on the NBA. And that's why I think Adam Silver, has a huge say-so, which of course we know he does. He's the commissioner, but I feel like he had a huge say-so in regards to those trades not going through between Damian Lillard and, James Harden, because as I said before, when you do that, you're changing the ratings. The ratings go down, and on top of that, you're not helping Adam Silver out in regards to making it look like it worked because no championship came out of the situation. So hypothetically, if James Harden went to the Clippers and he played well with them and everything, but they didn't win a championship. Not only the ratings would go down for the NBA even more because everybody would just a lot of people, a lot of fans would just suspect that the Clippers would be in the championship with all that talent. And if they do make the NBA finals and do win it, that's good. But at the same time, the rating still isn't that great because everybody expected them to win because they had like 4 superstars on one team. So and it's just not a good look overall, totality wise. And I feel like behind closed doors, Adam Silver, pulled some strings where those trades couldn't go through. We actually had a situation like this several years ago with Chris Paul, where he was supposed to go to the Lakers, and that trade got pulled by David Stern, which was believed to happen. And David Stern was the NBA commissioner at that time back then. So, I mean, don't think that this situation right here might not been the same thing, with Adam Silver pulling a couple strings to where those trades don't happen and make those players honor their contracts and work them out, because those two players in Adam Silver's mind, possibly, we don't know this for sure, but he's looking at Damian Lillard and James Harden, 2 players that haven't been close to a championship, 2 players that's not won a championship, and 2 players that are great in their own rights, but might not be great enough to help a team win a championship. Because you gotta understand, some players are just great at scoring, great at this, great at that, but they don't really it doesn't really equate to winning. A lot of players are just great at what they do, but helping a team win a championship is not really in their DNA, and their game really isn't at that level. So, I mean, he might be looking at it from that standpoint too. Why sit there and honor these trades when it's just going to be another drama type situation, and neither one of these players are going to help either new team they're probably going to be with help them win a championship? Because when it comes to championships, those players are not even mentioned in the championship realm. It's always LeBron, it's always KD, it's always Kawhi, it's always Steph Curry, those type players, Giannis, throw him in there, like Jokic. Right. See, those type players are mentioned when we talk about championships. When we talk about just great players, well, there's several great players in the league, but, not a lot of them have championships. So, as I said, even if that trade went through or those trades went through, would it be fruitful for the team in the situation of winning? Possibly not. And that might be something that Adam Silver looked at, which is the reason why I think he might have actually, made it where those trades won't go through, which is actually a good thing, because James Harden going to the Clippers, it could have worked out, but I mean, it could have been for the worst, because he's just such a diva and he's out of shape and he's not the James Harden he once was. So he might not be giving them anything too much or more what they already have. And, Damian Lillard possibly going to the Heat, which was talked about all this offseason, might not equate to anything, because him and Jimmy Butler might not have worked out anyway, or they might have had to give up too much from their roster, and they won't even be the team, they won't have the well-roundedness that they have defensively and all that what they had this past year, which helped them get to the finals with Jimmy Butler. So it all might not have worked out anyway, but either way, it didn't transpire, and I'm pretty sure Adam Silver is happy for that, leaving everything the way it is and just go through this season and see how it pans out. But hey, that's my take on everything. Leave any comments in the comment section, and we'll talk about it.